The school suddenly appeared behind her. Say slowly, "Why, the boy who followed me was another one." The words just finished, the child was embarrassed to smoke. They quickly flew away so the others could stay. "Please die. You don't have your business. Don't bother me." When the first child left, the school changed its face. Looking at the dead, he said, "Death Yang Celestial Army. I remember when I said, I don't expect anyone to get close. You see the wind blowing through your hands." The color of his face also changed. "The school misunderstands. But I'm kind enough to mention one thing. The first time I saw you running, hope is too strong. It will also be offensive." CA Dark School closed eyes full of murder. "Slowly, you are going to work. Point your hand at your aunt's house. What are you?" Di Yang was angry when he heard that. "Put your hand up and point to the face. Try to punish CA. You go in and stand next to me and stop me." Yang. When you see it, raise your hands. "Sorry, you must have misunderstood us. It's just across the road. I didn't mean anything to you before. Please rest assured. Zoe is trying to control her anger right now." The school uses its sharp eyes. He looked at the new king. "Who are you?" The king chewed, so he dragged the dead Yang away and replied at the king chewed. When he left, he was angry and pointed to the back. "I don't know if this guy looks like a teacher." The teacher laughed and looked deeply. "Then Ra is you." The system announces the return of the air circulation station. Brother returned from 9 days. Move the scene to heaven. There's a Christian who's worried. To say to your master that Big Brother has been missing for so long. It's definitely less bad. Condolence to you. With the expression of a thoughtful person. Your teacher is still optimistic. He thinks his disciples are safe. Immediately said, "There's no way the king's soul hasn't died yet. It heals a lot less." Then next to the master, there was a sound. The master's father saw that and spoke up. "The master will wait here until he returns." The way to cry, sobbing along with tears on her cheeks, quietly speaking. To Chu Hein. In the meantime, a disciple of the master pointed to the prophet loudly. "Master, we have a great teacher." The master looked at the master proudly. Tao Shan, it's never made us 7 times more hopeful. Towards the first, she's standing on the edge of the roof, waiting for something. Suddenly, the sky turned purple. Wide LAN around. In the purple smoke, giant fireballs appear. He kept falling towards the master and his 2 disciples. What do they say when they see it? In the ever-falling fireballs, it appears that the owner is in free fall, at an astonishing speed. 3 people who saw it were surprised to say it was. When the 3 of them saw their ancestors, with the fireballs falling down, then their facial expressions became unsightly. The same sweat appeared. They were stunned. They're hiding in heaven's blood. The first owner died. It's gone down here. Moving the scene towards the CA campus. I thought that's what Ra was. I suddenly felt these hints. In the memory of the old school CA appear the words. It's just a video, taken from the depths of my memory Ra. Maybe the system itself has a huge relationship with the devil. The last boss of that taboo era. Ra is the master of the fallen timeline. I dare not keep my name. Watch out, CA shows a sinister smile. His eyes appear a mysterious, cold purple. In the memory of the old school CA, the words appear again. That church has been destroyed. It's just about the aquarium. It's just crushing an ant. There appeared a sword. It's constantly emitting purple energy. The school laughed and went home. We'll be back sooner or later. Move the scene to the library. In the quiet space of the room, suddenly, a voice came from a girl. CA is practicing next to the girl, excitedly said. The one who inherited that magic. It's also in the library. It's a good opportunity for both of us. They're all fat goats waiting to be killed. This place is definitely a fairy tale. After saying that, the girl rushed to the CA bar to say, even though SAO, then we just need to be careful. Just don't get caught by the elders. The rest of the business is in debt. I know the answer, I know. CA calmly replied, I'm just afraid. One day I will be exposed in front of the public. I don't know how long to hide it. The girl uses her energy to create an illusion. She showed a face that wanted to eat raw and said, You heard me, swallow him. She puts a fake guy in her mouth. Chew, devouring, say, You don't have to waste your brain looking for it. CA sounds so angry. He said, Shut up. You don't understand. I just hope it's a little late. The girl is helpless in response to the broken medicine. CA school tries to show serious face. Clasped hands, reverently speaking out loud. After school, CA. To see the elders of the library. There appeared an elder who spoke. I don't know if the school is late at night. Is there anything? The school heard that quickly. Inheritance of magic mixed into the academy. The CA really can't ignore it. I would like to ask the elders for a little information. There was an elder in it. I think this guy is a real eye-opener. The two elders next to him also hesitated about this. Try. I saw this reaction of the elders. Immediately said, Looks like the elders don't have a clue either. But there is a way. You just need someone to help you. When the elders heard that, they answered. There is a way for the school to listen. One of the elders thought in a panic. What he has a way of. The school explained. It is said that late night is the night of murder. The one who inherited that magic. I will not miss such a good opportunity. We just need to act together. Exploring the sun, moan of each disciple. Someone must have hit him eventually. After the school is done, the elders were suddenly silent. At that moment, an elder spoke. The school lacks owners. CA schools think through the library. How many disciples? Do you know how large the library is? The school felt that way. The school only knew who was in the hospital this time. There were thousands. Specifically don't know. The vast library is comparable to an area of. When the elders heard that, they asked. If there is a lack of school, CA knows how to probe this one by one. Waste of time and energy. Try your luck. If I can't see you tonight, why? The school responded the other day and continued to pay. CA school bowed to the elders, continued. CA school itself knows the elders are busy work. The day is busy. It's like digging the needle at the bottom of the sea. But think of the person who inherited that magic. It's still burning. It can't be left behind. Schoolgirl confidently banging her boobs loud. Even if it's just me. The CA school is no exception. Day and night, catch him from the library raw. This is the duty of a librarian. That's what the elders heard the CA say. You can speak up. Missing school owner, CA. No tiger is the head of youth. My heart is not afraid to die for this world. It makes the old man a little excited. After the words of the elders had finished, the elders next to him spoke up. Elders of the desert, the old man saw it. He said with a soft smile, I don't know tonight. Can the old man go with the school owner? But in the head, it's aesthetic. It is impossible for you to discover your identity of the do business. The school now knows the old man's intentions. I laughed and said, what did the elders say? You can go with me, it's true. On behalf of the rest of the students, thank you, Father. But right now, in my mind, CA is thinking, that's you. The word just ended. CA and the elders walked towards the library. We walked and talked to each other. The CA school opened. The old man is tired with his wife. I'm really grateful endlessly. The old man replied, the school doesn't need to say much. This little annoyance is nothing. While we're talking, suddenly, the CEO stopped. His eyes firmly said, that the elder. Back then there was a plan. Too much space in the library. We can split it in two. If there is no problem in your area. New to the next area of focus. I don't know who saw it. That the elders heard so aesthetically pleasing. This is also called strategy. Is there something wrong with this CA school? The ghost elder began to writhe loudly. This plan is great, but in his head right now, it's aesthetic. Old man playing with you. Just keep you out of the fog. Is okay. When the school heard that, she pointed to one side and said aloud, so go this way. The old man replied carefully. The school found its plan to be successful. He gave a sinister smile, thinking that your elder over there has a gift I gave you. I don't know if it suits you. Move the scene to the library. CA bar appears at the door of a room. At the same time, there is a suspicious sound in the room. CA just pretended to cough a little bit. Brother is me. Chen Yu, can we take a nap? The brother's name replied, Brother Chen. It's so late. He said he thought and laughed. I'm here, bitch. The old man opened the door with a lot of words. I'm coming. I'm coming. After opening the door, he was stunned. When I saw who just called him, it's not the Chen Yu master he used to meet. It's the CA bar. The person in front of the door is not naked. His face is dark. Eyebrows tight. Ask the devil, you are not a monster. Who are you? No one answered his question. The room door is closed. Inside comes your scared scream. What do you want to do? A stream of power radiating from the room. And at the same time, there's a horrible scream. After seeing the young Kier girl to watch the chicken, naked girl goes next door. CA bar approached the body of brother Kier with a loud laughing voice that, I can't believe this guy doesn't look good. But the taste in DTO, while the girl was enjoying the smell of Kier. Then suddenly, CA with a panicked look on his face and said, the elders are here. Then the CA bar pulls the curled tail girl away. The girl turned to look. I regret my food and say, what a loss of interest. We haven't finished eating yet. The elders immediately appeared, along with a beam of blue light that soared into the sky. Fill the CA bar so panicked say, it's gone. The body is revealed, and the body next to it also continues. Deserving to die is a great honor. The elder was surprised to say that this was. Why is there another magic man? You doubt or think not. This lady's trick is not true magic. Is the blue mist fake? I was scared to say, now I have to do it. The girl behind him took a risk. Then he grabbed the CA bar by the wrist. He pulled the hand of the CA bar somewhere and said, "Don't speak up. Follow me." At that moment, the old school suddenly appeared and said, "The police have checked the area in charge, especially to focus on the old fascia." The old man often thought, "You deserve to die so fast." CA school teacher surprised said CA bar, "Why are you here?" CA bar saw that CA face immediately became alarmed. "It's over. The most complicated thing happened." At that moment, he tried to change his face. "Wait, there's a disciple who's been attacked by someone who inherited the magic attack." He turned his head and looked at the back room, afraid to think. "Do you need to kill the CA to kill the gun?" The school asked me what happened. CA bar, she hesitated to answer the baba. The old man quietly told the CA bar not to say anything, "Or I can't protect you. He seems to know you. What's your relationship?" The old school said, "Maybe you feel. She's the one who inherited the magic. She's my crown. I can swear by the school. It's definitely not a magic man." The old man frowned, thinking that was Ra. CA's face dropped down softly. I'm so sorry. He turned to the school and asked, "Missing school owner, CA, the old man wants to ask you what this means." The old man said that the old man met the master of magic at the same time with him. But this lady just happened to pass by recently. The old man wanted to keep her safe. "Take her out of here." "Kind of out of your mind. It's the old man who killed the SAO." His words made the CA become bewildered. The face of the school, CA coldly frankly answered the box. "Maybe you didn't have to catch the wrong CA bar. See her as the one who inherits magic." The word just ended. The desert became angry and unleashed a tremendous amount of blue power. Rough generalization. You think the old man is stupid. Notice the way you talk to the elders. The school was so angry. Related to my house. Even if it's the elders, the latter can only be guilty. Then he threw a golden light towards his face. 2 power sources are launched. Yang Fang's claw towards the enemy. No one is inferior to AI. That's what the CA bar looks like. There were tears on the corners of her eyes. Silently say 2 words. The girl next to her face doesn't change. Hurry touched. So why? People like him don't do anything unprofitable. Maybe it's acting. Sympathetic notification system. The inheritor of the magic of the CA bar increased. He opened his mouth. The little CA does not know who inherited the magic. There is only one person in life. Everyone knows that the Prince of Heaven. CA school listening, so pondering. I forgot about this. Then he spoke up and left. If this girl is from the old school CA, then there's definitely no problem. Maybe she saw you disappear that night. Come out here and find it. Unfortunately, to meet this again, he bowed his head to the ceremony and responded. It turns out that's it. Then you're being rude. Please forgive the elders. Then he turned around and said, if there's nothing left, you two go ahead. I have to check this place carefully to avoid missing any clues. And then the CA bar is next to the CA campus, and hesitated to say, the man and you are beautiful. I don't blame you for not breathing. What kind of magic from that name? Turns out they're all fake. and tried to chastise CA whispered. Then please clean your face, old man. Then try to purge the CA and fill the CA bar. Let's move forward together. Put your hand out to grab onto the shirt of the late CA and say, Prince. But Ka tried to grab his shirt and frown. I'm very upset right now. Make the CA bar become sad. She hesitated to say, Sorry man, I shouldn't. I tried to close my hands and ask. Now I want to explain. You are my friend, let me trust you. How much are you hiding from me? The last CA bar dropped its face and hesitated to land. Excuse me, sir. Actually, the CA bar that's here tonight is because. I tried to look back at CA. Your face full of anger. CA still hesitates to say that because. Seconds later, the CA takes out a box and screams with a nervous expression on his face. Earlier in the auction, I found a mysterious box. Actually, this box related to the 7 heavenly gases. Like this, I'm not talking to you. Don't hide people. CA school heard that, wondering. 7 gas heads. Suddenly, the school laughed again. Very good, Kabar. You've never mentioned this before. The words, it makes the CA bar even more nervous. And hesitated to say, Prince A. Trying to chastise CA to turn around and walk away. You are too busy to take care of these things. I don't know how much longer I can endure. If you are still alive, don't blame me for throwing you down. The tears rolled down the cheeks of the CA bar. Slowly falling down. If you hear that, just respond. With a voice full of sadness. Yes. And the old school CA pondered. Next, the devil will secretly contact the CA bar. Just save attention to the direction and movement of the CA bar. Is to be able to take control of the organization's situation. No one will protect you this time. Let's see. What value do you create before you die? A blue sky rises. And there's a voice. The heir to this magic is also arrogant. 5 times 7 turns kill 2 Thin Kyu. Someone's shouting again. It's in the library fairies. And there's a lot of people gathered at the library FOD. Some people say that, not expected, the fog business and the magic organization aren't just evil, but as big as the sky. Doers hear that. Then I shed tears and closed my lips. And then somebody comes up to the bone joint and screams. Brothers, don't worry. These guys dare to enter the library fairies' feet to assault. Then they'll have a hard time flying up to that point. It's not that they still let us pull our muscles. Peeling off or SAO, the ones who should cry are them. The businessman can't help but hear that. He frowned and whispered. Who said no? The prince stood next to Jiang and said, This is your best chance to catch him. I miss your grace. It's not that we can go back in time. Or SAO if we can find a clue. Maybe you'll be able to find a hiding place of the successor to that magic. The director lowered his head and held a card in his hand. Then look. The prince did not see that and asked, I'm talking to you. Are you even nearby? Why do you keep staring at this broken order? It smells like the body of the old school. Jiang touched. When he heard that, he frowned and angrily replied, Are you too free? SAO. I suddenly became interested in the successor to the magic tool. It wasn't you or me before. Next, the king stood up and raised his hands and shouted, Why do you say we have too much time? I am the creator of electricity. I want to restore peace to the world. What's wrong? The teacher sat down to do the exercises and calmly replied, Go find it yourself. Don't bother me to practice anymore. There's nothing the elders in the library can do. So what's the way? A second later, the prince did not come close. Jiang's ears and said that. You have changed. You are no longer that baby. You're not looking for a human right now. No matter the disaster, Jia Lin showed his attitude. Fold your hands and watch with the magic air. The prince took his hand. Cover your mouth and roll your eyes up. And then she said, Maybe you're not too into school. There's no mind left for the saint's responsibility. What step have you taken? When the teacher heard that, he glanced at her and asked questions. What do you mean? What do you mean? The prince continued to clap, popped and hesitated to say, Is still. The office is still in question at this time. Then look at the next action of the cam. The new facility awakened, realized the meaning of those actions. She became so angry that her eyes turned red. She looked up at the prince. It looks scary. Then the police department shouted. The king begged you to stand. You immediately launched the move. It's a powerful blue light. The prince rushed forward and asked. Back to the SAO flip. Face that you yourself are not learning. The office has just launched. They just chased the king. You're acting very angry right now and screaming. Not learning is how you use it for this matter. Today I will teach you the power of God. Suddenly, there's a voice in the sky. I don't know where the holy woman is. So the prince and the emperor stopped. Prince Cam asked the old school CA. Why does he know we're here? The office immediately replied. Our village is very close. It's not weird. Close your eyes and continue. If he wants to find you, go and see what happens. The king asked you not to go with him. The police officer replied that he was not interested. The school CA happily said, I haven't seen the saint for days. It looks more alive. The prince flew up and asked, I want you to come to me now and find me. The CA school responded. Recently, the successor to the magic tool in the library was very bossy. She thought that the saint had also been attacked. So there's some speculation in my heart that I want to go to Cho. When the prince did not hear that, he was surprised. You have a clue as to who is the heir to the magic. I said it's just speculation. There's no evidence. But thinking about it over and over again, you should be careful. The school teacher frowned and continued. There are now 2 students in the library who have been attacked. They are still quite far apart. Associated with the death of the saint. Assaulted by the mystic. The great sanctuary before. Speculation that maybe the successor to the magic tool uses the magic Kai Dharma. 7 years ago. If the prince didn't hear that, he asked. The French ghost race. That's the trick. They can control the spirit of others. At the same time, I cast my magic on that person. The school said no wrong like that. There may be more enemies in the dark than we think. Even, the danger can also be listed in the 10th row. Then the prince did not frown and asked if he was right. Do you have a suspect? Have you tried to respond to CA? But not redundant precautions. I hope the saint is more careful. The enemy is in the dark, and I am in the light. The prince did not point his finger at himself, and this beauty is interested in me. Then, The prince asked if he could go into the bait. The office is also here. The teacher bowed her head and answered. No, you have a previous report. At the same time, the police officer is standing alone on a tree. She clasped her hands and thought, I know I don't want to be here. On the other side, there's Chang's scorching sun. The books are on the table. I am still reading books very drunk. The world destroyed, the ancient collapse. The great rift gradually destroyed. The next second, he frowned and said, no one knows what's going on. There are no notebooks either. Even if you transfer it, the memory is blocked. This is the era we've lived in. It's been called the taboo era. He closed his eyes and continued. That's how it is now. Master, I've moved that too. And the teacher, and she must have moved it all. I will definitely find everyone. Suddenly, the king suddenly realized that something was wrong. So I turned around and hesitated. That is, he looked out the window and screamed. The palace of a duong. The protective film has cracked. It creates a white smoke. Someone shouted, a man named Zhu Yang, get out of here. Every AI is defeated and thrown away. Someone suddenly realized that it was the CA school. Someone screamed, this guy's a badass. Don't forget that the army is also in the 10th rank, people with facial blood. Even if you try to stop, you still stand on high. My whole body, surrounded by a yellow light. Tried to chastise CA speaking 10th. If we are not satisfied, then the library is only 9th place. Tell him to get out of here, or I will take you to the grave. He came out from the inside and shouted, what do you want to do with everyone around you?